This is probably a cheater, chat. Alright, chat, is he cheating? Oh, he's hard cheating! Wait, no way! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Before the video starts, I want you guys to leave a comment telling me what you think the #1 priority should be from EA/Respawn to save Apex. And then after you finish the video, I want you guys to tell me if you agree with any of these statements or if you don't. Alright, with that, let's get straight into it. Being a content creator for Apex Legends in 2024 is probably one of the most embarrassing things ever. Don't get me wrong, I love you guys so much, and I've built a very strong community over the past few years, especially considering how I started in pretty much Apex's downfall. As you guys know, a few months ago, I made the video saying that I was going to be slowing down on Apex content, and I did. Well, that was until Ecstasy introduced me to Gyro. Gyro reignited my passion for the game, but to be completely honest with you guys, that was short-lived. Now, I'm stuck here literally just looking at my analytics, seeing how my overall stats are better than ever, but the overall interest in Apex is at its lowest point. And being a college student, I really do have to consider the possibility of ending my content career and pivoting to a 9 to 5 at McDonald's. In all seriousness, having to quit Apex Legends is definitely a possibility. So here's my list on every single thing that Apex needs to do in order for it to save itself. Oh yeah, and then before we get into the main points of this video, we're doing a controller giveaway completely for free over on my Twitch. All you gotta do is like the video, follow my Twitch, and join my Discord. And then show up to my 24-hour subathon this Friday. Good luck. As you guys know, Apex has hit the smallest player count for, I believe, about 3 years now. And that leads many to say that Apex is actively dying or already dead. And as a content creator, I do have to agree. If I look at my analytics, videos that used to get tens of thousands of views now are only getting a few thousand. My content has arguably improved, and yet engagement is lower. Overall interest in Apex is definitely dying out. Being a player with over 3,000 hours now, this is the only way Apex could be saved. I made a tweet the other day, pretty much listing off all the things that would need to happen. I'll let this segment from my Twitch stream explain. Yo, chat, okay, is there a single point on here that doesn't make sense? POV, you're playing Apex in 2025. EA has sold off Apex to a new game studio to focus on desired projects. Said studio has hired back Titanfall 2 and OG Apex devs. New option called Sandbox allows for players to create and share maps, game modes, etc. Ranked has been reverted to Season 13 and more rewards have been added. Creator codes as well as reduced skin prices have been added. Anti-cheat and servers have been upgraded. Collabs with other games, movies, and shows occur frequently. Competitive is more accessible to casuals with weekly cash cups similar to Fortnite. Our Mizery TV is the #1 streamer on Twitch. This is low-key the most important factor, to be honest. Would you guys play Apex, and would Apex be back if this is what happened? Yes or no? I thought that was just a simple tweet. However, I woke up to it this morning being at around 70,000 views. That's why I wanted to cover each and every single one of these points and further explain my opinions on them. That's what this video is. Alright, now before you guys go into the comments and absolutely flame the crap out of me, let me explain myself. Apex Legends was born out of Titanfall 2. EA noticed the trend of battle royales with Fortnite, PUBG, and all that stuff. So rather than make Titanfall 3, they decided to do Apex Legends instead. They never expected it to take off. I think that's very obvious to anybody that actually looks at it. The amount of neglect this game gets, while everything is just focused on maximizing revenue to milk it as much as possible, obviously shows us that EA does not really care about this game whatsoever, besides from a monetary aspect. And even then, they're only really using it to fuel and fund other games. So, step 1, and I know this is probably the biggest step to really believe that can happen, but EA sells Apex. Any game studio, literally any single one of them, as long as it's not EA, I truly believe that any game studio would be able to do better with Apex Legends than EA is currently doing. And with them grossing over $4 billion since Apex's inception, I truly do believe that if another game studio came to them with an offer, especially with the current state that it's in, they would definitely consider taking it. So, obviously that is the biggest hurdle to get over pretty much. Everything else in this list is pretty much, you know, it could happen even underneath the current devs. Technically, if they really did want to lock in, but for the longevity of this game, I truly do believe that EA selling Apex would be the best move. Part 2, said studio has hired back the Titanfall 2 and OG Apex devs. This, in my opinion, would lead to the same amount of passion that went into Titanfall 2 and OG Apex. Not only that, but changes, overall communication, and so much more would be just like it was in 2019 to 2020. This next part is kind of a ripoff from Fortnite, but if you do look at R5 Reloaded, it would single-handedly save Apex. if done correctly. New option called Sandbox allows for players to create and share maps, game modes, etc. This would fix our lack of content as content creators and players. We would no longer have to rely on lazy devs for us to have fun in this game. We could make our own fun. In my not so professional opinion, I believe that the creative mode has carried Fortnite through its rough patches. This would be the most insane addition to Apex, and we would see automatic increases in player count and overall engagement. Not to mention, from a content creator perspective, it would be life-changing. Ranked has been reverted to Season 13, and more rewards/incentives have been added as well. Now, I will not lie to you guys, I'm not a big ranked guy, and that's for one big reason. It's pointless. There's no actual difference between ranked and normal pubs. In normal pubs, I don't get yelled at. That's literally the only difference I can think of, honestly. Sure, there's a badge, and there used to be dive trails, but they even took those away. Why? Somebody explain this to me. Why would they remove dive trails like they weren't hurting anybody? It was just an added incentive. But before I get too angry for things I didn't even experience, let me just explain why to you guys I chose Season 13. I did a poll in my Twitch chat, and it was pretty unanimous that Season 13 was the most fun season of Ranked ever. Obviously, later into the video, we're going to be talking about cash cups and mini competitive tournaments. However, I do believe that a good rank system is detrimental to the success of a game. You can't just rely on casual and competitive gameplay. There has to be an in-between. And that's why I think adding incentives to an already good rank system, aka Season 13, would really help skilled players feel good about playing the game. Currently, there's literally no reason to play ranked. It feels pointless. And that's why when I get all of these questions asking me to do a gyro only to Masters or gyro only to Pred, I always say no. It doesn't feel like I'm actually doing anything. I'm just playing a slightly harder version of pubs, in which my teammates are slightly more tilted. That doesn't seem like fun to me. This next part isn't too important, but in my opinion, this is one that I would personally really want, and I genuinely think it could definitely help. But creator codes as well as reduced skin prices. One point is that creator codes do boost overall revenue while still supporting creators. People feel inclined and feel good about buying with their creator codes because they are helping out and supporting the creator directly. Reduced skin prices may in the short term decrease overall revenue, but smaller margins doesn't always mean smaller profits. Once you hit a certain price range, it opens up to the masses, and you'll get more volume, which leads to more overall profit. I don't know how in the world creator codes have not been added to Apex yet, even though the game's been around for 6 years now, but I do know exactly why reduced skin prices has not been added, and that's because they're greedy. You're gonna notice really quickly that all of these different changes really rely on EA just not being EA, or EA just selling Apex to a different game studio. Anti-cheat and servers being upgraded. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in 2024. Apex has been around for 6 years, and there hasn't been a single upgrade to the actual anti-cheat that has worked, nor to the servers. Somebody in my Twitch chat did the math, and it would only take a very small fraction, and I'm talking a minuscule percentage of their revenue in order to upgrade the servers. Gone are the days of getting shot around walls. Gone are the days of getting punched through doors, getting touched by dudes. Like, literally, can you imagine that? But nah, it's gonna cost them a little extra money, so they don't want to do it. And for the anti-cheat, Apex is currently using one of the weakest anti-cheats out there. I'm pretty sure I heard from DevsQuake that it's literally a free version of an anti-cheat that very small game studios use. Meanwhile, multi-billion-dollar Apex is still using it. If they just upgraded these two things, the quality of life and overall complaints would automatically go down by a huge amount. I don't think you guys understand. These two things are probably the biggest issues on this list besides EA. And the fact that we haven't seen any substantial improvement honestly just blows me away. Collabs with other games, movies, and shows. In all honesty, this point is probably the least important one. It's just what I would like to see more. If you guys remember the Final Fantasy event, that was probably one of the most fun events I've had in a while. The sword was mad OP. I know a lot of you guys complained about it, but womp womp, it was still fun. And it just felt really fresh and cool to see a crossover like that. I've never even played Final Fantasy, but I was still super excited for it because it actually gave us content and it gave us something to look forward to. Competitive is more accessible to casuals with weekly cash cups similar to Fortnite. Now, this could only be implemented if the cheater epidemic improved. I know for a fact that there's a lot of cheaters in Fortnite. There's even some kind of cheat that allows you to cheat without ever getting banned. It's by using 2 PCs or something like that. I know that they have issues with the cash cup and cheaters involved with it, and I definitely foresee that being a similar issue in Apex if it were to ever be implemented. However, just because there's cheaters in it does not mean it wouldn't help with Apex overall. While they work on the cheater situation, having cash cups would give people something to grind for. They would no longer have to be either all in or all out when it comes to competitive Apex. Rather, they can just grind on their own, play cash cups, and earn a little bit of side money. Now, Is this all wishful thinking? Yes. Is this gonna happen? No. I mean, there's definitely a chance. The chance is small. Chance is minuscule, smaller than my wee. That takes a lot, by the way. But listen, like, this is all wishful thinking. And as a content creator, I honestly think that I'm biased at this point. I'm biased to lean into the kind of delusion of hoping that Apex is actually going to turn itself around. Even if you don't believe EA should sell off Apex, and you think EA could actually lock in and give us good content, guess what? It's still never going to happen. And let me tell you exactly why. The sad truth is that if EA started adding extra content and started fulfilling these needs, then the bar would be set higher. What I mean by that is people are going to be expecting that level of engagement and that level of changes and additions and all these different things to the game. EA will then have to spend so much resources just keeping that bar fulfilled, constantly making new up on a game that they don't care about. It's just the sad truth, but unless a miracle happens, this game is going to die. Don't get me wrong, there's a reason why we all play it. The reason why I'm sitting here yapping while being so tired trying to push this video out to you guys. And it's because there's simply no other game like this game. The movement, the gunplay, the everything, bro. Literally everything about this game is just so unique. So no matter what, people are still going to come back to this game. They're still going to pay money. Now, if it dies on a content perspective side, or even a majority perspective side on the player base, it doesn't matter. Because no matter what, there's still going to be a loyal community that's putting money in EA's pocket in order for them to fund other games. I honestly think that this is the turning point. The next few months is where either Apex is going to go past the point of no return, or have a huge turnaround. And this last part is hands down the most important part. This is definitely the bread and butter of this entire thing, and that is our Mizery TV is the #1 streamer on Twitch. 110% the most important factor. If you do not agree with me, then you're just capping, alright? In all seriousness, if this was Apex Legends in 2025, would you play it? Would you return to it if you already quit? And did I miss anything on this? Remember guys, we are doing a controller giveaway on my Twitch this Saturday with a 24-hour stream. Be there, link is in the description. Leave all your guys' feedback and personal opinions in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.